Bryce Young seems to be the guy for the Panthers. I mean, pretty good game by him. You got to be having, obviously, for Mike Evans. And, oh, my God. Vikings fans, what was that?
Knicks rolling out. Looking for the rookie record. Ball tipped and caught! Oh, my gosh! The double deflection and a Denver touchdown.
I know it's incredible, but I think
up and press on his wide receiver. The wide receiver.
They're bringing it. Calais Campbell going to head start there. Wilson one-on-one. Shake and bake gets by Ramsey.
Wilson to come in and out of that break. All he had
college at Wyoming and USC. Levis will just let it go with a hand in his face, and it's going to be caught! Nowhere, Jay Martin!
Now they've got to overcome 1st and 20. It's DJ Moore with a catch. He fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Green.
it is blocked. Oh my goodness, the Packers blocking.
Good snap, good hold. The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good.
Running for the score.
The Bears' losing streak comes to an end on the final play of the regular season.
I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, or that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. I'm opening the door, like, you know, so it was great playing here, but if it is, hey,
South, but Mike Evans is 5 yards away from Jerry Rice's consecutive 1,000-yard record. So that's why they're looking to throw it here. Mayfield throwing. Evans!
Tell them to bring me my money.
Company!
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL, of course. Please do like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the NFL Week 18 recap. Obviously, there were 14 games that went on this Sunday. Only the AFC North didn't play today. Obviously, that means there's going to be a lot of games to go through, so bear with me if, again, it takes a little bit. But I'm going to get some of the games I'll try to get through very, very quickly. Obviously, though, we do now know the playoff picture, or playoff bracket, my bad, which I will get to in a second. Obviously, there's a lot that, again, that goes into the NFL playoffs. I'll have a hype video for you guys, probably done by Friday if I had to guess. Also, your NFL wildcard weekend preview, that'll be probably coming around sometime on Saturday if I had to guess. Also, no playoff prediction this year because, again, it's also part of these previews, so I mean, it kind of just wouldn't really make sense there. Also, you'll see your power rankings probably on Wednesday if I had to guess too. So, again, that's kind of how we're going to work. Obviously, there's some other things we'll have special things throughout the playoffs as well. Anyway, though, obviously, that's kind of giving you guys like a weekly type of thing here. Obviously, you'll have a preview. Also, the recap of the wildcard games. Gonna probably tell you guys again for the next couple, obviously, things coming up. But I'd say it'll probably be on that Tuesday after, maybe the Wednesday after. Again, depends on how things go. Maybe the Monday, I don't know. We'll have to just figure that out, obviously, again. The Monday night game probably be on a Tuesday. Anyway, though, when it comes to these injuries, obviously, Mike Edwards did not show up, obviously, to that last game. No, I'm joking. It was, he played. I think there's an interception. I think it was basically an arm punt from Spencer Rattler that fell awkwardly. Again, we'll see if he can play in that wild card game, which we'll get to later in the vid. Anyway, though, Geno Smith injured his hip, but that's what we got for obviously the eliminated teams. Outside of that, though, for the Rams, they had a bad injury. Blake Corum, he's out for the rest of the postseason. He broke his forearm. That's basically what happened there. Which kind of sucks because I like him as a backup at the same time. Ronnie Rivers getting that opportunity, so good for him too. John Johnson, we need to see back in those playoff games. I'm telling you right now, we don't have that veteran presence there. And there's some situations I like to see, again, the veteran being out there instead of a rookie. Just straight off, to be honest with you guys. As good as some of the Rams rookie secondary guys have been playing. Troy Reader could be back. I mean, that would be good depth, obviously. Outside of that, though, in terms of the Lions injuries, yes, you did see Terry Darnold foot injury there. That was a little bit concerning, but at the same time, he should be back. It wouldn't look too bad, but at the same time, it's obviously an injury that we'll have to wait and see. Derek Barnes, he could be back. That would be huge for that defense. Probably not, though, if I had to guess. I don't know if he's out for the year, though. After that, though, again, he had some other guys injured, but I don't think anything season-ending for those guys. Defensively, I mean, not defensively, my bad. We'll hit that later. Injuries, of course, for, like, Marshall Lattimore obviously did not play in that game against the Cowboys. Titans have some guys injured, nothing crazy. Again, always, what is it called? A lot of guys in that secondary as well as that offensive line overall for the, not offensive line, my bad. Obviously, so basically, let's just say some key players for the Bucs. These three guys obviously questionable for those playoff games. Again, Jalen Hurts, we'll see if he does play. I'd expect him to, but obviously they got those other. They're basically the three best offensive players. Let's put it as it. Outside of obviously Saquon, they're all questionable for next week. First, of course, the wildcard game, but good thing for them. They should have them back if I had to guess. Tua obviously did not play. Rob Havenstein, he could be back. That would be big, obviously, but yeah, he did not play against the Seahawks. And I don't even really think he would have anyway. Obviously, a lot of guys for the what is it called? Chiefs that again we'll probably see in a couple weeks. After that though, I'd really this is actually a big one. Where is he? No. I mean maybe we see Dave Montgomery in a couple weeks. Anyway though, for the Packers, Jordan Love, he injured his what is it called, hand, his funny bone or something. I think he's going to play if I had to guess. That's nothing too crazy. But obviously they lost Christian Watson for the rest of the year, which is really their only big play threat right now, guys. I'm sorry to take... again, we'll get to the Packers obviously later. But again, that's really their deep threat right now, guys, and that's really bad. Obviously, outside of that, though, Evan Williams being back would be huge. Romeo Doubs, they need him, obviously. Quay Walker, again, it would be good to have him, but I don't think this defense really played any worse or better without him. So, I mean, that's what's going on there. Texans got some guy injured. That's really all I got for you guys here, obviously, on these injury reports. Again, now when we look at this playoff picture, obviously, as you see, we'll again get through each team. Chiefs, again, the Lions obviously locked it up. We'll get to that at the end of the video. Vikings are going to have to head to LA. Commanders and Bucs obviously are going to pick that up. Obviously, Commanders have to succeed with their win. Also, the Packers lost, so it really didn't matter what happened in that Commanders-Cowboys game. But obviously, an emotional win for them. Eagles, of course, were already locked there at the 2 seed. Chargers, well... yeah, they played well. Texans, again, locked in 4 seed. Steelers, again, with that Chargers win default to 6 seed. Obviously, we already talked about the Ravens. Broncos, again, they confirmed their playoff team, obviously. And then, obviously, we already knew where the Bills and Chiefs were. Anyway, though, I'll be going a lot more through this. Obviously, of course, through wildcard weekend as well. In terms of my bracket predictions, well, I mean, you're just going to have to find them. I don't know what else to tell you guys. But obviously, I'll give you guys my actual wildcard predictions over the weekend. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys here. Now let's obviously get to our first game, which was a game, I guess.
JB, welcome to Foxborough on a 30-degree Sunday for what is the final day in what's been a dreary season for the hometown Patriots. Fantastic season. And off here to James Cook on the take, and that is going to do it. A quick day at the office for Josh Allen. Is second and goal. Read option. Milton. A Sunday walk in the park. And help go for it again. Fourth and goal. Trubisky faking, wide open. It's Ray Davis.
Hopefully he's just like Josh Allen looking for his 115th consecutive start.
Milton again. Booty wide open.
It's going to be a tough season, and with a first-time coach who's one of the younger coaches who doesn't have a lot of coaching experience.
Set it back in that 1975 season, and there it is, Cook. Overall pick, Carolina, of course, took Milton fires to the end zone, and it is caught.
A laser.
Brother, this guy stinks!
And, of course, in the Patriots season finale, they, of course, as I guess no one really wants the number one pick. The Giants obviously blew the number one pick last week, and the Patriots do so this week as well as finding their head coach, Gerard Mayo, after one season. Of course, in that season, the Patriots, well, they didn't really play good outside of that one game, obviously, in week 1 where they beat the Bengals 16-10. And, again, this Patriots season was really obviously a tough one for them overall. We'll get really more into that, obviously, towards the draft and, obviously, as well in the power rankings mid-July, but that's ways away. But, of course, Patriots got a lot of work to improve this roster. It's going to take multiple years to do so. And, of course, the reason they did fire Gerard Mayo is because they want a certain someone. I don't want to tell you guys who yet because that would just be speculating. But, obviously, Robert Kraft wanted to, or really Bob Kraft, because, I mean, he's kind of running the show now, wanted to, push Gerard Mayo out the door. Not really his fault. I mean, he didn't really get a chance. I think, what was his name? Lovie Smith, and then who was the other guy for the Texans? Brad Coley or something? I forgot his name. No, Coley for the Texans, AT 2021. David Coley, he really didn't get a chance either. And he actually did better than I'd honestly say, what's his name did, Gerard Mayo did with the Patriots. But still, tough obviously, sending him there for them. In terms of the notes I have on them, Obviously, Joe Milton, again, I guess he played well in his first career start. Again, he had a really nice flip there. Again, you guys saw it in the intro. Again, also had his first career passing and rushing touchdown in that one as well. For the Bills, though, obviously this game didn't mean anything. Josh Allen obviously extended his start streak to, again, I think 105 games, which obviously the longest active in the league. I mean, maybe not obviously, but it is. Also, of course, they will be hosting the Broncos next week at 1 o'clock, as they basically have, I think, every year in the playoffs, something like that, at least for like the standard time. Obviously, last year they played on a Monday. I'm ranting there. But obviously, yes, the Bills will be hosting the Broncos next week, of course, as the 2 seed in the AFC. And yeah, they'll at least host a divisional game if they are able to beat the Broncos in the wild card round. But in terms of how Money Mitch played, 15 of 21, 101 yards and touchdown. He did basically as you'd expect him to. Running game, Ray Davis got a lot of carries. I think he did an okay job with that. Of course, James Cook. What was the stat there I think I had on him? Joe Mixon. Not Joe Mixon. Jesus. James Cook, there we go. Ties O.J. Simpson with the most touchdowns in the season, rushing touchdowns this season, obviously by Bills running back. 16, obviously, is what he got to there. He's obviously had a fantastic season. Maybe not in terms of yardage overall, but again, 16 touchdowns. Curtis Samuel made some plays overall, like no one really else played, though. Touchdown, though, for Ray Davis. He had 2, no, he only had 1. Defensively, though, they don't want a bunch of backups play. I think DeMar Hamlin did do a decent job in coverage, though. Outside of that, I mean, I really don't care. I will say Taylor Rapp did make a pretty big mental error on that touchdown, obviously, to Kayshon Boutte there. Sack from Von Miller as well, and Tyler Bassett, a 49-yarder. For the Patriots, again, like I said, Joe Milton played pretty well. Started 11-11, what is it called? Maybe better than DK. I don't know. NFL DB. I don't know. That's just me. Either way, though, best since Minshew win versus the Chiefs back in Week 1, 2019. Obviously, in the 40-26 game, that really wasn't that close. That's also why he started at 11 for 11, because I think when Nick Foles got injured in that game, he came in. But anyway, not trying to discredit Minshew. Basically, Joe Mixon just 11-11 start for in terms of his rookie debut. Pretty good for him. Oh, yeah, also, really crazy playing that 48 touchdown Kayshon Boutte, who also has his first career 100-yard game. He almost had that 2 weeks ago against the Bills, but obviously was not able to do that. Outside of that, though, that's really all I got on the Patriots, and yeah, obviously 4-13 seasons back to back is pretty crazy when you think about it. Again, how this Patriots team had so much success. Outside of that, though, again, the O-line I think did do a decent job. They didn't really run the ball well, though. Defensively, I could really give a care. I didn't really care. I will say Christian Ellis is very good. He'll probably be a starter for this team next year. Devon Godshaw, again, pretty average defensive tackle, but he'll probably be a starter here next year. Keanu White, I'd like to see a little more progression in terms of his overall toolbox with his pass rush moves. And outside that, I mean, Kyle Duggar does do some stuff, and defensive game, I guess. Joey Slye, 3 field goals as well for the Patriots. They absolutely have a couple yardage, overall yards, and that's all I got for you guys in this game. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, for any Patriots fans who wanted to see this team win a game, obviously hadn't won a game since Week 10 prior to this. With that said, though, Patriots call up the number 1 pick, and now let's get to a game that was also meaningless, but I mean, at least there were some big good plays.
38 degrees. It's been raining on and off this morning and into the afternoon here in Nashville, Tennessee. The Texans won the toss. Irv Smith goes in motion. Stroud throws to his left. Pass is complete. Touchdown, Nico Cowan. A great honor to be put in his end zone.
I'll be physical and play special teams. Oh my goodness, he missed the extra point.
Wow, in his career, he's 5-19-1 as a starting quarterback. He just gets that off before he gets to the line of scrimmage, and Woods fumbles the ball. And it's thank you, we appreciate that. 2nd and goal. Mills trying to run. Mills inside the 5 toward the end zone, and he's upended. Off the play fake. Mills slipped. He throws toward the back of the end zone. Overthrows. Levis looking long, looking for Ridley, who turns back, makes the catch. Did he get it bound? 100 yards, which will put another incentive in for him. Oliver fumbled the football. It's picked up by Barnett, who's having a day. At USC. Levis will just let it go with a hand in his face, and it's going to be caught. Out of nowhere. Tay Martin. 3 defenders.
Gotta talk about why. And of course, now the Texans, 10-7 seasons back-to-back. Again, early double-digit win seasons for the back-to-back. Obviously, 3rd time they've done that in the franchise, as we talked about in the preview for them. Obviously, now 23-14 W for them. And again, this wasn't really much of a game overall. Again, it really didn't mean anything. But at least Texans get something out of this in terms of, again, some momentum. Of course, going into the wild card game, obviously, against the Chargers next week. Again, that game, I think, will begin the playoffs as well, if I'm not mistaken, on CBS as well. So, again, we'll get more to that, again, over the weekend. But anyway, for the Titans, they, again, actually secure the number 1 pick Of course, with that Patriots loss as we just talked about. So, I mean, for Titans fans, I guess that's huge. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with that. I suggest maybe trading it. No, I'm joking. Do whatever you want. You can't really mess it up, I guess. Anyway, though, for Davis Mills, he was out there again. He showed his athleticism prowess there, obviously, with that whatever you want to call it, half flip, of course, the 1 yard on there. Caesar Stroud led a really good drive, though. That was really nice. Dameon Pierce, 92-yard rushing touchdown. That's the longest rushing touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, since Ronald Jones had a Week 10 blowout 98-yarder against the Panthers in 2020. You guys should go check that game out. That game was crazy. It was like tied at the half or something, and it was just complete Bucs blowout there. But anyway, yeah, Dameon Pierce, heck of a run there. Outside of that, though, wasn't exactly the most efficient, but definitely the best we've seen out of him in a while. Maybe even a career game from him. Robert Woods made one big play. That's really about it. Nico Collins had a touchdown in like their first couple drives. Outside of that, though, I mean, they didn't really use anyone like too critical. I would say Deontay Johnson did run a couple nice routes. Good to see him out there at least, playing football. Defensively, though, Derek Munn had a sack, and that's really all I got to talk about after this because, I mean, they had some other bad plays. Kyrie Fairbairn also didn't, miss a short field goal like he did last time these two teams played. Either way, Will Levis, he's Will Levis. Mason Rudolph, I don't know. I guess he was out there at some point. I didn't really see him too much. But yeah, 175 yards, and obviously that insane touchdown to, Dontavian Martin. 49-yard touchdown. Oh, my God. Calvin really also made a couple big plays. Tony Pollard did not get his incentive. He needed 83 yards, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 touchdowns. But, yeah, not even close to that. But still, I mean, he was out there, too. Outside of that, though, for this game, Titans get the number 1 pick. Again, also the third time ever. They're definitely going to talk about this for a lot with Titans. They've had a number 1 pick. They drafted, I don't know this guy, Matt Suvak. I've heard of his name. Obviously, in 1973, he was not good with the team. I wouldn't call, was he a bust? I don't know. Again, that was a long time ago. Earl Campbell obviously made the Hall of Fame, 1978, first overall pick for them as well. Yeah, also, what did I say there? No, that doesn't even make sense. Okay, yeah, Dameon Pierce, alright, that's about it for this game. Oh, yeah, Will Levis touchdown, that was like a Madden-generated player. I mean, guys, Dontavian Martin, I think he played for, Oklahoma State or something, but yeah, that's basically a Madden-generated touchdown right there you want to talk about, especially on rookie mode. I could not believe that ball got caught. Outside of that, though, defensively, I mean, they ended the year on a pretty strong note overall, outside of, again, the run defense, but who cares about that? Teams, you're going to see in the playoffs, it's going to matter a lot. But, yeah, Texans are able to run the ball really well, control the clock. Honestly, I don't even think this really does it justice, but, I mean, I think they definitely control the clock better, even, again, it's 1 second. But I don't care that's that even. I think they did, again, were better. But they were definitely more efficient overall. That leads them to, obviously, the win, not avoiding the season sweep over, their division rivals. That's all I got for you guys here. Now let's get to a game that, I mean, no one's really talking about because Saquon didn't play.
Philadelphia has won the coin toss and they elected to defer as the Giants try to win their first game in Philly. On first down, play action. McKee to the end zone and it is caught for a touchdown. Fake punt, Dane Belton trying to pick up the first down and he does. Lock to the air on 4th down. He's taking a deep shot down the field and it is incomplete.
Coverage schemes, but
4th and 2. McKee to the air, and it is incomplete. They fake it to Shipley, and they go to E.J. Jenkins for a touchdown. 3rd down and 8. Lock taking a deep shot. Neighbors is open at the 15. Stays on his feet. Tiptoes, and he is in. 3rd down and 2. Lock taking a deep shot. Hyatt's down there, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Sidney Brown.
Let's talk about lies.
And, of course, in the regular season finale between these two teams, of course, the Giants were attempting to win their first game at the length since 2013. Or 2011, actually, it's been that long. But, or was it 2013? I think it was 2013, right? Yeah, since 13, when, again, they beat them 15-7 in Week 9. That's besides the point. They were not successful in doing so as they lost the Eagles' third stringers in a game that was really not that fun. But, of course, the Eagles will host Packers next week in front of the whole country. As, again, it's a freaking playoff game. Of course it is. At 4:30 on Sunday on Fox, too. So, that's something. Next year, in a 14-win seasons in 2 out of the last 3 years, I mean, he does put together a quality team, regardless of what he actually is as a coach. Giants, obviously, even though they they did their own thing last week, they were able to again secure the 3rd overall pick, I think. Yeah, and again they'll have a chance to draft somebody good. I mean, it's not like that draft is this bad, and some people are trying to make it out to be. But of course, yeah, Giants obviously at 3-14 will get that 3rd overall pick. Most losses in the team's franchise history. They are going to retain Joe Schoen and Brian Dable. I'm okay if they keep Brian Dable because, I mean, give him a chance, I guess. But, yeah, Joe Shane, how the heck is he still around? But, hey, maybe he drafts well, so, yeah, that's all for him. Offensively, they were god-awful, which I was kind of, they somehow disappointed, which is crazy. But I think I had it here, right? No, I didn't even have it here. Yeah, honestly, guys, the biggest thing I have to say about the Giants is after a game where they scored was 45 points, they did absolutely nothing in this game. It was just such a letdown, especially against backup. Like, they got to be better here. But, of course, Drew Lock had a nice touchdown to Malik Neighbor, who obviously set the Giants franchise record. If you don't remember, Steve Smith, he had like a Hunter Renfrow type season. He had like 107 catches for them, and then did absolutely nothing after that with, I don't even know who was after that. I think he played for like the St. Louis Rams or something like that. But, of course, 45-yard touchdown from Malik Neighbors obviously breaks the Giants' all-time receiving record for a single season. And, of course, yeah, just a crazy year, obviously. Juan Robinson, I mean, he had 10 catches, guys. This guy is just a master of catching balls. No diddy, but he had 91 overall in the season, I think, something like that. It's weird I know that, but still. Juan Robinson, again, it's crazy what he did this year. It's wildest stat line ever. Town Tracy Jr., though, he did play hard. I mean, that does mean something. He might get a shot to start next year. I think he should be able to, though. Eagles also won 8 straight at home after that Monday Night Football debacle. Never mind 7, because they had the game in Brazil. Also, the Eagles haven't lost a home division game since Week 10 on Monday Night Football, of course, when they were 8-0 2 years ago, 32-31 loss to the Commanders. That was crazy, that game. But anyway, after that, yeah, okay, that's more Malik Neighbors. Oh yeah, Giants go 0-6 in the division for the first time in a while. I think ever. It might even be ever, honestly. Can you guys tell me the last time they went 0-6 in the division? Oh, yeah. Also, outside of that, defensively, they did their own thing. And, they kicked the ball. The Eagles played football. That's really all I got to say on this game, though. Jahan Dotson, again, finally got targeted, finally did something. And Nia Smith had his first career touchdown. That was nice. I mean, I'm not going to, again, if you go watch the draft recap video, again, going through every NFL team's draft, you'll see my thoughts on that pick. But after that, Will Shipley made a couple plays for fantasy, and, the Eagles were out there on defense. I would say Oren Burks, great game. He's actually a starting caliber player. I'd like to see him play a little bit more, but obviously not on this team, considering they have Zach Bond, who had the best linebacker season, in my opinion, in the past 7 years. At the very least, and that's as far back as, I've been watching film. So, yeah, but Zach Bond, we'll talk a lot about you guys, him, of course, and with NFL honors coming up in, let's say not late January, Super Bowl week, obviously. But we got a lot more to get to. Anyway, that's all I got for the Eagles. I mean, they got a game next week, so we'll talk about that, obviously, later. And now let's get to a game that, went on. Yeah, it was there.
The northernmost city in the AFC South feeling the effects of winter. In this season finale, the Jaguars and the Colts not as they planned when the season started. A lot of play action in this offense. It's a deep shot. That's Adam Pearson, a touchdown. 40 yards. Never know. They'll hand it off. It's a touchdown for Bigsby, the easy way. Is the tailback. And it's Flacco on the move. Joe Flacco puts his shoulder down. I don't think he got it. Downs. Now they'll send him out and hand it to Taylor, who skates in easily. Touchdown. Here for Jacksonville. Play action for Jones. He'll step up out of the pressure. Downfield, it's Thomas. He stops to catch it. Third down. Jones, another catapult down the field. Thomas, it's intercepted. Lead. It's fading, and goal for Mac Jones. Pressure coming. He'll throw it that way. He's got Washington, who lost the ball, and he tries to crawl into the end zone. Gay for the lead. This is good. Loads of time, they only rush 3. He'll throw it and short hop it.
And the Colts end their season on kind of a somber note, but they still win, I guess, in OT over the Jags. 26-23, of course, the skibbity skip pass. Yeah, I'm brain rotting right now, I guess, guys. Obviously with, what is it called? Mac Jones there, sends the Jaguars to the 4-13 dumpster fire. Probably like the worst case scenario for this team, but at least they get rid of Doug Peterson as they will try to find a new head coach. But they're keeping Trent Baalke, which I don't really know what to think about that. He obviously has not done a great job, let's be honest, there with this team. But hey, do what you got to do, I guess. Jags think have like the 7th or 8th pick or 6th pick, maybe something like that. But of course, they do fall in overtime here. Also, only the second overtime game between these two teams ever. The second, I think the last time that happened was back in 2013. I think it was 16-13 W for the I think that was the Colts, something like that. Anyway, though, outside of that, again, the Jags and Colts have never played at I guess this is actually pretty cool. The Jags and Colts have never played in overtime, of course, in Duval. Kind of makes sense considering the Jags kind of, new. But that's besides the point. Again, the Jags haven't lost the Colts in Duval since 2014, I think. Anyway, though. Back on track here. Mac Jones on 20 of 32 for 225 yards. Obviously, the arm punt that skipped past at the end. Obviously, the touchdown to, I don't even know who he threw it to. Oh, yeah, Parker Washington. That was kind of cool. Brian Thomas Jr. is so good, guys. Like, you don't understand. Like, he's actually crazy. With that said, though, yeah, he needs some help. And, yeah, he can even get better, which is crazy when you think about it. Also, the Colts O-line played well, I guess. That's really on the Colts, right? That's also the Jags. Okay, those are both the Colts. Anyway, though, I really have nothing else in this game, guys. It's literally a meaningless one. What else do you want me to tell you? I'll say that the front four for the Jags did play hard. That doesn't really mean anything. But yeah, Joe Flacco, I guess he threw the ball. That's really about it. Jonathan Taylor, 1,400 yards. Best season, obviously, we've seen out of him in a little bit. Again, he had the crazy 2021, but good to see he can still take 34 carries. Josh Downs, I mean, he got targeted. Michael Pittman also got targeted. He made a little bit more of it. Alec Pierce is this team's big play threat. He's also legit with that, which honestly is crazy coming in the league. I did not think he was going to be that guy, but hey, I guess he is. Joe Flacco, though, got the ball around the field, which was good against his bad defense. Defensively, I mean, they were out there. Same thing, I think. Mac Gay, I don't think he hit 50 yards anymore. No, that's an overreaction, but still. He was not good from there in this one. Yeah, 430 yards of Colts offense. They, of course, controlled the clock a lot more than you might have thought, even though, again, overtime kind of assisted that. Anyway, though, Colts get the overtime, meaningless thriller in a game that no one's going to remember, but maybe I will. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys here. Next game, obviously, had a wild ending, even though it really didn't mean much.
Quarterback carousel landed on Jaden Daniels, and the rookie has solidified this franchise, taking the Commanders to the playoffs. Fair catch here. In some traffic. He touched it. And special teams playing a factor. It's Lance under pressure. Gets away. On his feet. To the end zone. And he short-armed the throw for Darnold. Washington was looking for a free play. No flag was thrown. That ball was thrown. And Olamide Zaccheaus comes down with it.
Right on the top of his helmet. Now they're going tempo.
For Ertz, and a touchdown, another one for the veteran, and this one ties the game at 9 apiece. Here's Mariota, slips the tackle, and he dives, he's in! And now his defense looking for yet another red zone stop. It is Darnold, it is a touchdown! Cowboys finally one of the best fourth down teams in the NFL this year. There's Mariota taking off and sprinting into the red zone. It's second and goal. End zone shot for the lead. It's McLaurin. He's got it. Washington is in front.
I mean, I'd like to say that I'm pumped that the Commanders, won the game and now have their most wins since 1991 when they won the Super Bowl, and also that, they came back. But, honestly, I didn't really care because, the Packers game, which we'll get to in a minute, that actually got them to this point, obviously, a lot more. Anyway, though, they're 60. They, of course, will be heading to Tampa next week, where, of course, they lost by 3 scores in Week 1. But, again, that was way back in Week 1, and this team is completely different. The best way to talk about it with this team is, obviously, the fact that Jaden Daniels couldn't hit the broadside of a barn when throwing to Terry McLaurin, who, again, also couldn't get open against the Bucs team in Week 1. And now going into the playoffs, Terry McLaurin has the receiving touchdown record, obviously, for the Commanders in the season. I get that doesn't really, again, completely encompass it, but I think it does a pretty good job of it anyway. Of course, Jaden Daniels for the first down, they decided to take him out, which, again, was definitely the right decision. Not in terms of, again, the game result, but, again, in terms of, again, not him getting out injured, because now can obviously get impact next week's game. Marcus Mariota, 15 of 18 for 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had his best game in years. Also, his first fourth quarter comeback since 2022 versus the Panthers, again, that 37-34 OT game. Go recommend watching that out. Again, it's Week 8, 2022, Cardinals, Falcons versus Panthers. Also, 23-20 win, Week 4 versus the Browns as well, same year. And it's also first road win, road comeback, fourth quarter comeback since Week 3 at the Jaguars, and what was a baseball game, 9-6 win. And here these stats. This is the whole game. 100 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and 12 of 18, 67% completion percentage. If you ask me, that's the most average first half you can possibly have. He did that in the whole game, though, so it was not very good. Anyway, though, like I said, McLaurin breaks the receiving touchdown record again, 13 on the last play of the game. Cooking up was obviously Zach Ertz in this one. He had another touchdown. Okay, Cowboys, more Cowboys. Okay, we already talked about that. Austin Eckler, I would say, looked pretty loose in the return, which is pretty good. They're going to obviously want to use him a lot more in the playoffs, which would be obviously big there. Outside of that, though, for this defense, I really didn't care how they played. I will say they definitely stepped up late, though. Obviously, Trey Lance gave them a lot of trouble. No, he didn't, but still, they did a decent job. Trey Lance, obviously, in his first start since 2020, but really, again, let's say 2021. Even that, let's put it this way. Trey Lance is basically a rookie, guys. He really hasn't, he's gotten, 4 starts in his entire career, and he really only played 3 of them, and that's even stretching it, let's be honest, guys. But, of course, for Trey Lance, he did miss the layup touchdown to Rico Dowdle, which would have been his first touchdown in 4 years. Rico Dowdle did get in the end zone, though. Mustered up 72 yards as well. Overall, though, this offense moved the ball better than they did last week, which I guess is something. Receiving-wise, Darnold Tober had a couple big plays. This isn't like he caught a 65-yard catch or anything. It was 3 or 4 plays, 25 yards, if I had to guess. Outside of that, though, this could obviously be their best game with last game with Mike McCarthy. They also went 1 for 6 in the red zone, which is also why they did lose this game. Jerron Bland was very physical. Micah Parsons had his best game of the season by far. I think he 6, 7, or 8 pressures. I think the previous time before that was 5 or 6. Micah Parsons obviously still had a pretty good year, even though he got injured. But yeah, obviously just not a down season overall for the Cowboys. Brandon Aubrey still is a great kicker. Team stats, though, I mean, the Cowboys did have over 375 yards of offense. Control the clock and somehow still lost this game. That's obviously because the Commanders had a bunch of big plays in the second half, of course, with Marcus Mariota coming in. Anyway, though, that is all I got for you guys in this game. Again, I really didn't take much stock into this one. Now, to the game, I'm still not taking too much stock in because, again, it really didn't actually mean anything when it came down to it. But, anyway, here was obviously the Bears' huge win.
Makes his first visit to Lambeau Field, seeking a win over Jordan Love, who has his eyes set on the postseason. The 210th meeting. On it away, cleaner operation this time, trying to pin everybody deep. The way for a Chicago touchdown. That defense can hold the Bears to a field goal after he coughed it up. 1st and goal. The handoff up the middle, and it's DeAndre Swift. And Jaden Reed gets the carry. And Reed fumbles the football. Scooped up by Jonathan Owens.
This season, when it was a heavy run offense the first game.
And Jacobs, heavy on the ground, diving for the goal line and a touchdown. To Allen, he wants to throw. Keenan Allen to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. Oh, they're going to snap it. They give it to Reed, trying to get to the edge, and the Bears are ready. The Chicago Bears defense.
NFL level compared to the collegiate level.
2nd and 6, back to Moore. Blockers in front. DJ Moore weaving up the sideline. Moore inside the 10. Steps through contact. 21. Willis. Late pressure comes down the sideline. Jump ball, and it's caught. Malik Heath.
Attempted the catch.
41 yards later, now Emmanuel Wilson bouncing to the edge, and a Packer touchdown. 20, it's DJ Moore with a catch. He fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Green Bay. Good snap and hold. The kick by McManus on the way. It's low, but it's good. Good snap. Good hold. The kick on the way by Santos, and it is good.
Talk about who? Gotta talk about.
Of course, you did see in the intro, I mean, Macario Santos was saying that, bro. I own you. I guess he does. I mean, not really, considering the Bears' season basically ended on that block kick back in Week 11. But still, they got their first win against Packers in the last 12 tries against snaps, the 11-game losing streak they had against them, obviously dating back to Week 15 of 2018, when the Bears were actually good. But still, Bears end their season on a good note, snapped the 10-game losing streak. Again, it's been a disastrous season, but again, if you're any Bears fan, if you told them at the beginning of the season, I mean, your season's gonna suck, but you beat the Packers at the end of the season, they'd probably be like, cool. Even again, the season sucked, but obviously you always want to be good, but it's at least a good way to end the season, obviously. Packers, they've got a lot of issues right now. Again, I'm not gonna be like one of those people that's like, oh, everyone's talking better about the Packers. They're actually still good. I'm not going to be like that, but at the same time, I'm not too concerned about this game. Obviously, Jordan Love got injured. They didn't really want to put him back in, which I kind of understood. But still, Malik Willis did do a decent job filling in. For Caleb, though, I don't even think, maybe had 2 or 3 passes that were downfield, which he actually was getting in a rhythm to. The biggest thing that this Bears team needs to do going into next year is find a coach that is going to just get a stable offense for Caleb Williams. It's going to work. It's going to be consistent because that's not anything what happened this year. 4 offensive coordinators basically at some points. It's just not going to work for the Bears if there's no stable offense next year. Also, Keenan Allen is not the guy who should be getting as many targets as he was. He was not good in this game. Again, Keenan Allen's obviously a very good receiver, but like they need to make this offense better. Pretty simple. They're just not physical. It was a complete disaster this year. I'll talk about a lot more in the offseason, but obviously that's what I got to say for him. But they did throw the ball underneath. It worked somewhat well. Running game was atrocious, but did get a touchdown on DeAndre Swift. DJ Moore outside of that fumble, 32-yard touchdown was pretty good for me in fantasy. Again, Keenan Allen didn't get open much, but like they'll figure it out. Roman Dunze didn't end this year with the greatest note, but at the same time, overall decent rookie year. Defensively, they were really, really good. Again, I get the fact that, again, they weren't playing against Jordan Love for most of this game. Again, the Packers playing half injured for most of this. But at the same time, they really attacked. They played really good football up front and also were very disciplined against the run. Kyle Sanders, of course, at a 51-yarder, a game winner. For the Packers, again, I did like the way Malik Willis came in. Obviously, was still aggressive, but at the same time, didn't put them in a bad spot. Amanda Wilson led him to rushing with the touchdown. They took Josh Jacobs out of, again, he had the touchdown. Chris Brooks also had a nice run. Malik Heath being the lead receiver is obviously an issue, but then Tavian Wicks also got the most targets in this game by far. Jaden Reed, I'd like to see be a little less fumble prone. He had 2 in this game, but outside of that, I mean, offensively, you're going to get what they get. Obviously, they're still really injured, but this Packers team, again, isn't in a good spot. I get that, but I'm not too concerned, obviously, about what happened in this game. I'm still obviously, like, what happened, but, like, it wasn't the end of the world. Sack from Rashawn Gary, obviously, with an interception from Xavier McKinney, who, again, has had a fantastic year. Not as good as the other NFC North safety we'll obviously get to at the end of this video. Yeah, Bears snapped the losing streak. DJ Moore fumble. Yeah, that was bad for fantasy, bro. Yeah, that was honestly encompassing the Bears season, obviously, before, they came back there. Packers go an insane 1-5 in the season. Can you believe that they won 11 games and they won freaking 1-5 in the division? I would actually look that up. Has any team gone 1-5 in the division and made the playoffs? That's actually crazy, guys. I think that's at least one. That's something. Like, actually go 1-5 in the division. You freaking you win 11 games. Again, they haven't lost a game outside of the division dating back to again that game against the Eagles, which obviously they're playing next week, which might be a little interesting there. Not like Packers are playing any great teams outside of that though. Yeah, that's really all I got for you guys in this one, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, great one for the Bears. Again, if it was more significant, I'd definitely talk about it a lot more. But like, it's kind of hard to get out for it. I'll watch a lot more film on this later though. 50% third down for the Bears, and obviously this is the type of game the Bears are obviously going to win against the Packers. So good for them. Packers got your hands full next week. Maybe put something together. Anyway though, let's get to our 2 games that obviously we're going to decide the NFC South.
America's game of the week here in Tampa. Week 18, we've reached the finale. Saints and the Bucs, and a lot on the line as we say welcome. Good to see you.
Inside, he's tough to run inside against.
They're going to roll him out. Edwards-Helaire's wide open, makes the catch, first down and more. Edwards-Helaire, shoulder down. They'll give it to Williams up the gut. Easily picks it up.
After forcing there.
Snowball. Here is Rattler firing end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Dante Pettit.
Get the ball.
Mayfield. Throwing. Caught. Durham.
Tracking in rhythm like they've done so well here the last 6 weeks.
Mayfield unloading down the field, and it is taken away. 5-man rush. Mayfield sees it. Going deep. McMillan. He's got it. And rush. Steps away. Looking. Going to take a shot. He's got a man. He's in. He is. It's a touchdown for McMillan. Mayfield. Evans is doubled. Looking around. Flips it out. Near side. Get the play off. Pressure coming. Rattler. Near side. It's incomplete. Bucs will take over. And they're going to go to the playoffs. Mayfield. Throwing. Evans.
Turn this round. Let's talk about dreams.
And of course, I guess it wasn't a must win, but of course, basically a winning scenario for the Bucs. They obviously were able to come back again from 16-6 at the half. Again, unlike last year, and actually beat the Saints at home, and again, what would have obviously been a clinching scenario. 27-19, obviously, was the final. Saints fell to 5-12, their most losses since 2009 or 8 or something like that. Oh, yeah, also the first time they, I think, finished last in division since 2008. Anyway, though, Saints, that's Bucs. More Bucs. All right. Anyway, though, for the Bucs, of course, they will be hosting the Commanders next week on Sunday Night Football. Should be a fun game to watch. In terms of the Bucs actually winning the Super Bowl, well, good luck. But hey, they made a divisional round last year, so who knows? In terms of Spencer Rattler, what do I have on him? Tried his best, I guess. Saints obviously finished last in 2008. That's more Bucs. All right. Yeah, Spencer Rattler, I do think got overwhelmed a little bit, but at the same time, like, he did his best in this game. You can't really ask for much more considering what this offense does indeed have. But at the same time, I mean, they controlled the clock really well in the first half, but they just straight up couldn't move the football when it came to put up or shut up time. And also those bad sacks he took, which weren't completely his fault, did end up costing them the game. You saw they really didn't move the ball much at all in that for the second half. But again, for a Saints team that is just straight up inferior to the Bucs, I mean, I don't really know what you'd expected there. Juwan Johnson had a heck of a game. Of course, MVS had a nice play, almost had a touchdown. Dante Pettis had a touchdown. But this defense, I think they played really physical. That's really about it because, let's be honest, they really got outplayed in that second half. But still, they had Baker Mayfield figured out early, and again, I think they really helped them, feel confident. But at the same time, like, at the end, you saw. But anyway, Alon Taylor was very good in the man. Sam Cool McKinstry, those two guys could be a lethal duo later, of course, coming into next year. Jordan Howard had an interception. Again, Ugo Amadi is also just a freaking beast. Like, overall, Swiss Army net there. Same thing, similar to, of course, Jaquan McMillan. Chase Young had a tackle, I guess, and, Blake Rupe hit his field goals. Obviously, for the Bucs, for Baker Mayfield, even though this was probably not one of his better games of the year, if we're going to be honest with that one. Fourth straight division title, extends franchise record. Again, they outside of this season, the past 4 seasons, they have not won back-to-back division titles, which I honestly find crazy. But hey, it's how it's gone for them. Baker, second quarterback in team history to throw 40 touchdowns, scores 41 in the season. Tom Brady threw 40, obviously, in 2020, as well as the franchise record 43 in 2021. That's really the only guy that obviously was competing with there. Jalen McMillan continues to prove me wrong, guys. Like, he's played a lot better the past 2 weeks. And he had a really good touchdown, really nice toe tap as well. Mike Evans, again, we already know, bring me my money. This is the Mike Evans thing here. Ties Jerry Rice with 11 straight seasons with 1,000 yards. Already had the record for most starter career. Obviously, it's insane that he's been able to do this. Also passes Randy Moss for the second most 1,000-yard seasons at 10, obviously, for Randy Moss. Obviously, is 11. Also gets a $3 million incentive. Again, he had the 5 catches to do that as well. Again, Rice had 14 seasons with 1,000 yards. So, I don't know if Mike Evans is going to have 5 more years in him being able to do that, but it would be really cool to see if he could actually pull off a 12 straight next year. Defensively, I really wasn't too concerned about how they played in that first half, despite, again, giving up some bad penalties and some really bad, handsiness, I guess you would call it, with some of those guys. But after that, again, they're going to play a really good game next week if they want to win anyway. Chase McLaughlin was very good as well for this team. Team stats, though, again, the Bucs had over 400 yards of offense. I think most of that was in or nearly 400 yards of offense. Most of that, if I had to guess, was in the second half. Either way, though, Bucs, again, second half rally on their way to, of course, their 4th straight division title. Saints obviously finished the season, again, losing 4 straight after, they won 3 out of 4 to kind of rally. Anyway, though, that's all I got for you guys in this game. Now let's get to the game that was actually a lot more exciting in this division, despite, again, not really meaning anything, again, when it came down to it.
JB Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the site for Week 18, regular season finale. A week ago, the Falcons controlled their playoff fate, but a tough one.
Carolina looking for the lead. Young faked the handoff. Step. Young trying to run. He will for the score. Touchdown. Falcons looking for the touchdown. Penix out of the pocket. Penix. Angle. Pylon. Touchdown. From the gun. Deep drop. Young. Separation. Catch made. Sanders. Touchdown. Carolina. Line of scrimmage is the 48. They get the play off. Penix. They handle the rush. Penix. Whips it downfield, complete. Second and goal, 1:39 to go in this first half. Pitch it. Robinson, stop and go. Robinson slips through the hole. Got the snap off. Penix in the pocket. It's a deep shot downfield. Hold in.
So close, but not there.
8 seconds. Try it again. London, touchdown.
Initially.
They're going empty here. Penix gets rid of it quickly, and it's popped up in the air and intercepted by Jackson. Timeout, fake the handoff. Young, step and throw, end zone, touchdown. That would match as long for the season. That's not close. Out at 24 here, Panthers and Falcons. Young gets rid of it, caught, touchdown, David Moore. 1 out of 2 on 4th down today. Robinson
there. The Buccaneers are up. Penix. Oh, what a bullet! Touchdown! Drake London!
Show Ellis, but he often drops into coverage after showing it he does.
Young, downfield, sideline catch made by Sander. Fake the handoff. Young, out of the pocket, on the move. Young's gonna run for it, and then some. Under a minute to play. Handoff, Robinson, trying to cut it to the outside. He's got the angle, touchdown, Atlanta. First and goal. Handoff, Sanders, that's a winner.
Always had an automatic kind of panic that I can't stop.
Alright guys, as much as I want to like overreact and say Bryce Young's a great quarterback, that's just like, let's be honest, not true. But at the same time, it clicked. Like that's the best way I can put it, guys. Bryce Young, it just straight up clicked. Like this is the game where put it together finally. And if you want to be, if you're one of those people that's on the CJ Stroud train, which honestly all of you guys should still be, despite him obviously not having the greatest season, this Falcons defense isn't trash. You just can't see that. They're actually, at least in the secondary, one of the most talented in the entire NFL. So don't be yelling at Bryce Young, hey, you're playing a crappy defense. He was not. Also, until freaking Bryce Young wins a freaking playoff game, or unless CJ Stroud just completely falls off the cliff, yeah, Bryce Young's still not as good as him. I hope you guys are still with that. Anyway, though, for the Panthers, again, that's probably the best way to get into your season. Again, getting an overtime win against your division rival, and basically effectively eliminating the Falcons from the playoffs. Obviously, though, Bryce Young was fantastic. He had 5 total touchdowns. His previous high in an NFL game was 3. So, yeah, and that was also in a garbage time blowout loss to the Lions last year. So, I don't really see, again, how this is by far the best game we've seen out of it. It's not even close. Miles Sanders ran the ball well. I wouldn't say it was exactly the most explosive, and that's really the reason he's not, again, their starting running back, but still, had a very good game. Bryce Young, obviously, with those 2 rushing touchdowns, both of them were very nifty. Again, nice touch on the wheel route or not even on the wheel route, it was like from the B gap or something. It was bizarre, but hey, Miles Sanders got in the end zone anyway. Touchdown from Tommy Tremble as well as David Moore. Overall, this offense just straight up clicked, and I mean, props to Bryce Young, guys. There's no way around that. Outside of that, though, 41 points in the first half. Obviously, the Falcons were able to come out of that with 24-17 lead behind a 21-point first. Again, there was 35 points in the second quarter. Crazy. That is actually the most between these two teams in NFL history, and franchise, and again the series history. Oh yeah, Michael Penix also had his first 2 touchdowns with this team, which is with the Falcons, obviously, at least on at home here, so that was pretty good. Defensively, I mean, they're not good, so they're not obviously improving a lot of spots. So not gonna really go too deep into that. Again, Bryce Young, just crazy game for him, and I think that's, yeah. 5 total touchdowns. Again, if you ran one in there in OT, you would have done what Josh Allen did against the Rams a couple weeks ago. Alright, again, for the Falcons, they, of course, haven't had a winning season since 2017. Also, again, they haven't won a playoff game since 2018. But like I said, you can't say this is a disappointing season for the Falcons, considering they made the right move, guys. Yes, I get, they started out 6-3, and they ended the season 2-6, but they lost 4 straight with Kirk Cousins. They realized, yeah, this is just not working, and they put Michael Penix in. And from what we've seen so far, seems like the guy. Obviously, has a lot to do to actually prove that, but through 3 games, looked pretty good. Bryce Young wins his first road game of the year. That's actually crazy. 40+ for the Panthers for the first time since they beat the Bucs 42-28 back in Week 9 of 2018. That's also the last time they were good, when they were 62, obviously, with Cam Newton there. Yeah, obviously, this is actually, honestly, I think the biggest thing for this game is Bryce Young began his career here last year, and he looked lost. The Panthers lost 24-10. Should have been a lot worse. Obviously, we know the Falcons' quarterback situation that season. But yeah, the Falcons completely dominated that game defensively. And then you just look at how they played in this game. Yeah, it clicked in this one. First game, you looked lost, and back in Week 1 last year. So I just loved how he played in this game. I just think it's great that this is how the season ended. Of course, Drake London played awesome. 10 catches, 197 yards with 2 touchdowns for a monster day. He's had a couple of these, in, of course, at home as well. I think that'll definitely continue. After that, though, Bijan had a monster game. He's obviously a monster running back. Tyler Alligator, so underrated. Obviously, Penix also with the rushing touchdown there early. Outside that, though, defensively, again, I really didn't care how they played because they kind of looked check out anyway. Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons being their primary run defenders was a little bit concerning. A.J. Terrell didn't have his best game of the season. But outside of that, really got for you guys in this game. Rod Patterson obviously really break that field goal as well. Team stats, both offenses were humming. Obviously, 540 yards of offense. You'd hope you win, but hey, it's not how the game went. That's all I got for you guys here. Hope you guys enjoyed this thriller. Now let's get to a game that obviously sent the Chargers to Houston.
From Las Vegas, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. First and 10 from the 12. Messy pocket. Herbert deep. Johnston downfield. The best years in the NFL this season. And he will miss it.
Today's his 21st start.
McConkey on second down and 7. There he goes. They bring 4. O'Connell's got him. Touchdown. Checking down in 5. Holton Miller, the left tackle block. And it was picked up on the play. Henley got it. At the 6. Herbert looking for the lead. Got it. Touchdown. Caught. Shark. Yes. Herbert chased by Wilson. Looking for 2. Got it. Back. Herbert to the air. Alt the block at the left tackle. And he's on the run. He's got the first down. Galloping. Chased. Here comes Snowden.
Offense really haven't had the ball much.
Good block by Dobbins. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Tisley. Second touchdown pass today. Down tries. But this is asking a lot. In the red zone. 4th and 10. Here comes Bosa. There goes O'Connell. And it was intercepted but out. Second down and 8. Haskins the back. Alt the block. Herbert to the air. Caught! Johnston, what a crowd! Big day for the quarterback, Herbert. Here comes Haskins. A lead block by Matlock. And he's in for the touchdown. Got it. 61 and 63. Third down 5, O'Connell. Outside. It's grabbed by Bowers. He'll take it in for the touchdown.
Gotta talk about why.
And the Chargers, of course, take the Raiders off. Again, a little bit of a first-half punch in the mouth. Not really, but a little bit of one. And yeah, they just shove it back in their face. Of course, they're able to sweep their division rival 34-20. As of course, they now move to 11-6, best record they've had since 2018. And now, of course, they're going to Houston and looking for their first playoff win, of course, since 2018 as well. Overall, though, this game wasn't much of it was kind of a contest, but of course, the Chargers, they were just a better team. They played like it. Raiders fought 4-13. Antonio Pierce, at least for now, is their head coach, and they absolutely go next season looking to improve the roster because that's really all they can do right now. But Justin Herbert, he cooked up 20-36, 346, and 2 touchdowns. My bad. Also, I didn't really realize this yet, but Justin Herbert, outside of Peyton Manning, obviously has the most passing yards for what is called quarterback in his first 5 seasons. Also, again, with Peyton Manning, only quarterbacks ever with 3,000 passing yards and at least 20 touchdowns in all those seasons, which is crazy considering he was injured last year for part of it as well. Anyway, though, yeah, Justin finishes the year with just 3 interceptions. Again, that's the least other than Aaron Rodgers. Again, we're at 2 and a 0.3% interception rate in 2018. That is an NFL record. Oh yeah, didn't know Herbert had a 42-yard sprint, and that was a crazy run, obviously there. Son Haskins had the touchdown. J.K. Dobbins again stabilized his offense, which I think was really nice to see because they're gonna definitely need that later in the season. After that, though, I think Raiders there. Yeah, most wins in 2018. Yeah, again, Herbert. Okay, what's the Chargers there as well? Chargers sweep the Raiders for the first time since 2018. Also, the last time they swept them by double digits as well. Quentin Johnson proved why there's something there. 13 catches, 186 yards. There's a lot of guys who can't do that. And, there's not many guys that can. So, again, Quentin Johnson, again, there's a lot of, crap on him these first 2 years, but this game really just proves he's at least a decent player. McConkey's obviously been awesome for this team. Will Dissly had a touchdown as well as DJ Chark. Defensively, they're playing the Raiders, so you can't really expect much out of them, but I did like the way the secondary bounced back. Dan Henley has been a freaking beast in his second season. 5 tackles and a big interception. And, yeah, the front 7 also played very, very disciplined. For the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell, I think, is just a dead average quarterback. He played like in this one. The interception was brutal, but I will say his 2 touchdowns were nice. Bowers obviously the garbage time one. Jacoby Myers also had the one early. Running game, the worst running game in the league. They've been like that all year, and they're gonna have to really improve that if they want to, be at least somewhat successful next year on offense. Defensively, they were not really showing up there late, but at the same time, Myers played at 16 tackles. Very sticky coverage from a lot of these guys. A nice tackle from Adam Butler. Yeah, that's how this defense played. Again, they're obviously not completely healthy, and you definitely saw those telling signs in this one. Also, that for the Raiders, they did play hard, but yeah, the D was not talented enough. I guess that's one way to put it. Jacoby Myers is also a legit number 2 wide receiver. I think that's fair to say. Oh yeah, also Chargers most yards, 537 since week 3 at the Vikings last year. They almost lost that too. So again, kind of tells you a different team like that. Again, they're actually taking advantage of a good offensive performance. After that, though, that's really all I got for you guys in this game. Obviously, it's really just the Chargers clinching that 5 seed. They got a very good opportunity to win next week. But yeah, only 473 yards. My bad. I thought it said 573. But still, again, still a great game offensively either way. Of course, control the clock as well. Good luck to the Raiders in the offseason. Of course, we'll get more into them as we go along with this. But of course, Chargers got a big playoff game. Get you guys to preview that. Obviously, Can they have the first game in the playoffs? Something like that. All I got for you guys here. Now let's obviously get to a meaningless game, so this will be quick. But again, what's a lot of points anyway in this next one?
Purdy, Jack, floating up there, and it's picked off. Kaiser White grabs it in midair, and the Cardinals are going to hang on.
Edge will just lock you up in the run game and in the pass game.
Floating it high and arcing it, and inside.
The technique is when he goes up for it, go ahead and split it.
It's a fake, and it's a first down. Forrest in that secondary. As Murray will get rid of it quickly to Greg Dortch. He can fly, and he will. Inside the 5, in for 8. Juszczyk dancing around, Taylor the back. It's a keeper from Dobbs. Murray. McBride. Touchdown Cardinals. Receivers off to the bottom of your screen. Dobbs. Good time. The catch and into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Ricky Pearsall.
The consummate professional, cheering his team on.
Flip to Dortch. The second half of this game. As Dobbs will throw wide open Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk to the end zone, leaping in, and that's a 49er touchdown. He goes back to Carter, and Michael Carter will reach the end zone, and that's 6 for Arizona. Backing him up today with Purdy out. And Dobbs will try and outrun the Cardinals. The ball's loose. There's a flag down, and the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Let's fit into what Kyle Shanahan has wanted to do. Dobbs will throw more points for Arizona. Sitting at 33, Kyler Murray, and a fingertip grab for Marvin Harrison.
Years under Campbell. That's what they're looking for here in Arizona.
Joshua Dobbs gets away on the run, throws high and goes down. 49ers do have 2 timeouts if they want to use. And running loose, Tony Jones. He's going to take it in for 6.
Talk about dreams. Let's talk about.
And the Cardinals win their get the same number of wins as they had the past 2 years combined, obviously reaching that total with this blowout win over the depleted Niners, who of course end their season as they did back in basically they did. I mean, not even as close, but still similar to the way they did obviously in 2020. As of course they end the season on 6 wins. Oh yeah. Also, this is very skewed stat, but I just wanted to mention it. Niners 11 losses, their most with their starter playing a majority of the games. So they said it was over half the season at 9+ games. For the first time since 2004, when they went 2-14. So every season since then, the starting quarterback has again outside of some season, obviously again when their quarterback started at least 9 or more games, they at least lost less than 11 games. So that kind of tells you what type of season it was. But of course, a lot of injuries went into that as well, so it's not completely true. But anyway, Cardinals first time with 45 or more points since they had in Week 4 of 2015 versus the Niners in a 47-70 win. That's also when they got blown out by the Panthers. 51 Panthers, 49-15 in that NFC Championship. Niners won 5-11 that year, but of course, yeah, they went 13-3 there. Again, this game will definitely skew the points per game. Tony Jones. Okay, for the Cardinals, who the hell is Tony? I remember Tony Jones because he fumbled like 3 times in that Thanksgiving game a couple years, ruined Thanksgiving night. It wasn't going to be a good game anyway. A couple years ago for the Bills and Saints. And yeah, he was awful, but I randomly scored a touchdown here, so I guess congrats to him. Michael Carter got in the end zone. Again, Kyler threw freaking 4 touchdowns. That's so random. Outside of that, though, yeah, Starling Thomas takes himself and Juwan Jennings, who again ruins his chance, of course, of getting what is it called, 1,000-yard season. Obviously, they both got ejected. They're just complete goofballs. Also, the Niners get swept by the Cardinals for the first time since 2018. Of course, they went 4-12 that year. Outside of that, though, that's all I got for you guys here. Receiving, though, I think, again, the cool stats in this one. Patrick Taylor had somehow a 100-yard game. I don't know if he'll ever do this again, but hey, good for him, I guess. Josh Dobbs had a touchdown, also 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. Of course, 2 interceptions were nice, too. Ricky Pearsall, nice with 69 yards, also a touchdown and 6 catches. Kyle Juszczyk got a nice long touchdown as well. Overall, this offense at least moved the football, even though, they kind of got burned out in the second half. Defensively, yeah, they sucked. No one was really playing. Cardinals, obviously, 4 touchdowns from Kyler. Yeah. In terms of receiving, Greg Dortch had 2 touchdowns randomly. Marvin Harrison had a touchdown as well as Trey McBride, obviously, done their seasons there. Defensively, they were beastly in the second half. They were just big game hunting. The Niners also turned over the ball 4 times. So, 3 times. That's kind of why, the game went the way they went. But yeah, I guess, congrats to the Cardinals for scoring 47 points. But that's all I got for you guys in this one. Now let's get obviously this Rams game that, I mean, it meant something, even though, you know, it didn't exactly go the way they wanted it to.
Here come the NFC West champions, the Los Angeles Rams. From SoFi Stadium, Jimmy Garoppolo makes the start today. Up against Geno Smith.
Second and goal. Smith to the end zone. Touchdown. Jake Bobo.
Coverages, knowing where to sit in the zones.
3rd and 6. Smith. End zone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Metcalf. 3rd down and 3. Fake to Rivers.
Got him.
Garoppolo. Higbee. Touchdown. In the NFL 55. From the left hash. From 58. Smith and Jigba flips it to his left. And this is Charbonnet down the sideline.
High, and it's had nothing but success because of it.
On 2nd and goal, Smith to the end zone. 2nd and goal. Garoppolo fake to Rivers. Rolling right to the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown.
See you.
Garoppolo throws incomplete. For a 6-win. 3rd down and 3. As Garoppolo fires, wide open. Taken it down the sideline as well. On 1st down. Smith fires. What a catch! Made by Fant for a Seattle touchdown. 3 for Garoppolo and the Rams. Garoppolo looking. Throws underneath. Incomplete.
And the Seahawks end their season, of course, with their first double-digit win season, of course, since 2020, as they, of course, knock out the Rams 30-25 in that final 4th and 1 stop, or was it 4th and 3? I don't know. But, of course, yeah, they get the last laugh, not really, again, as they end their season at least on a good note. But, of course, you know, their season's over. Geno Smith threw a career-high in touchdowns, though, at 4th, and, of course, his 94th start. Running game was there, not really the most efficient, but they at least ran the ball. Noah Fant wrote a couple big plays, as well as that touchdown to a pretty productive night. DK Metcalf made one big play, as well as that touchdown, again, on the mental error from, what is it called? Gallo Witherspoon, but whatever. JSN, weird stat line, but didn't get it done. Jake Bobo also touchdown as well as A.J. Bonner. Again, overall, the Seahawks offense cooked up against the Rams' backups. Not really, but most of their backups. Defensively, a big interception by Julian Love. Again, he did mess up on that. The rest of the secondary was very, I wouldn't say good, but they were aggressive, which is a lot better than we've seen the past couple weeks, as well as his front seven, at least being able to penetrate somewhat. Jason Myers at the 56-yarder, and of course, outside of that though, yeah, Leonard Williams also worse. He had a really nice stuff there. He just completely blew up that play. I think it was Garoppolo sack there where he just just completely beat Steve Avila. Again, basically showed you why he should have been in the Pro Bowl. Oh yeah, Garoppolo first 300-yard game since Sunday Night Football versus Steelers of last year. I mean, guys, Garoppolo again, he's starting caliber quarterback, 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception in this one. Again, if God forbid Stafford got injured, I'm okay with him out there. Okay, yeah. Anyway, though, Seahawks, I'll talk about that. Rams offense looked good with their backups, so maybe they look better against the Vikings next week on Monday Night Football. Oh, yeah. Ronnie Rivers is tough, guys. Like, I like him. Like, yeah, obviously, maybe not as good as Blake Corum, but he's playing well. Yeah, get an opportunity there. Jordan Whittington he took that, I don't even know who it was. Some cornerback, he just took his family on that play. That's the nastiest double move I've ever seen. Get him on the field next week. Demarcus Robinson also made a couple big plays. Tyler had the touchdown. Tyler Johnson also got in the end zone. He had one last year as well. Oh, yeah, Michael LaFleur should get an opportunity to call plays either with the Rams or somewhere else. I really don't care. He just should get the opportunity there. Also, it would have been better if this game didn't actually mean something, but it still was a pretty fun one anyway. Either way, though, the Rams, overall conclusion for them, I think, was they at least got some momentum, and more momentum than the Vikings have, obviously, going into their game next week, of course, where they play them again. They, of course, played them back in Week 8 and Thursday Night Football. Not trying to really preview that game too much. I just want to say, Rams host the Vikings next week on Monday Night Football Wildcard. Of course, they played in the Monday Night Football Wildcard 3 years ago and beat the brakes off the Cardinals. So, okay, just giving you guys a little bit of context. Defensively, though, they got some pressure, but overall, the secondary, I think, wasn't the greatest in this one. Again, Akello didn't play his best game. But at the same time, backups are in. I think they did do an okay job overall. Also, Emmanuel Forbes, outside the fact that he literally can't tackle, he's pretty decent in coverage, which is crazy when you consider how he started his career there. Rams are over 400 yards of offense. Didn't control the clock too well. I think that's one of the downfall for them. But overall, both these offenses moved the ball pretty easily. And again, that resulted in a pretty high-scoring game. Again, pretty fun one to end the season for both these teams, especially, again, no pressure there for the Rams. But anyway, that is all I got for you guys. This one, of course, Rams will be hosting the 5-seed Vikings next week. Now let's get to these next two games, of course, did decide the AFC 7-seed before, of course, now we get to big 1-seed Sunday Night Football game.
Rocky Mountain Day in Denver. There is one open spot for the NFL playoffs, and it will be decided with the outcome of this one.
They fake it to him. They fake the end around to Franklin. And here they come back to near side to Mims. He breaks it inside the 20, and he takes it home. Nix, deep ball. Sutton's open. He's got it at the 15. And tackled down by Nazi.
He's called a perfect game at this point.
2nd and 7. On play action. Stepping up to the end zone. And that ball is caught for the touchdown.
He's like, move over, get in your position.
Here's Nix rolling out, looking for the rookie record. Ball tipped and caught. Oh my gosh! 4 wides. He lines the target, turns around, has the first. Samaje takes it out of bounds. 51 yards. Put points on the board for KC, and Butker's kick is wide left. Getting in here. Here's Nix. Tucks it under, and big-time scramble. Oh, my goodness, now flips it. Peyton on hand to see this great effort. Here's 3rd and 11. Down the field. He's got a completion. Here's over to Mims. Touchdown. In front, Mims. You got it, Tony. Touchdown. Broncos.
Hut 2, hut 3 snap.
Nope, they're going with the tailback, and it's Estime with the touchdown.
You guys might think I'm a little bit frustrated about how this game turned out, but I'm really not. Again, when you take big shots once in a while, again, you're going to really miss one. I absolutely really missed this one. Don't go watch the prediction for this one. But, of course, the other big shot I took, which, of course, we'll get to in a little bit. So, obviously on this game, Broncos clinched their first playoff berth since 2015, also their first double-digit win since that year as well. I mean, if we're going off that, they're going to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, they got a huge game next week against the Bills. Who knows? They can pull off that upset. But of course, Chiefs get the shutout, obviously with their 5th stringers in for the first time since week 14 of 2010, where they only had 67 total yards. Obviously, 2010 Chiefs we're not the greatest team in football. Anyway though. Broncos did their first home shutout since Week 3 versus the Jets, ironically, back in 2021 when Zach Wilson was still losing games for the Jets there. Chiefs also shut out. No, that's just, I don't even know what the heck that is. Anyway, though, Broncos won 2 straight for the Chiefs after losing 16 straight dating back to Week 2 of 2015. Of course, that's being at home. They, of course, lost 16 straight games in total dating back to Week 2. Obviously, that being a Thursday Night Football game. Broncos won the Super Bowl that year. Anyway, though, Chiefs obviously have a bye week. They're going to be hosting someone in the first, probably divisional game of the first game of the divisional round. Carson Wentz admittedly played bad, but at the same time, I mean, he was playing with who the heck else knows? Jimmy and Joe. So, Jilly and Joe, you know, they showed up too. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys there. Oh yeah, Bo Nix, 18 straight completions. Again, passes with 18 straight completions. That is a rookie record. So yeah, he cooked up. Outside of that, though, I mean, there was crazy tip, obviously, for the play of the day. But outside of that, I mean, guys, nothing really happened. Nick Ramsey made, like, one big play. Harrison Butker missed their only chance of getting points. Defensively, yeah, they were there. I mean, they didn't really do much, but, again, they were there. Yeah, again, Butker missed that 51-yarder. Bo Nix passed the ball again, like, well downfield. He, again, couldn't miss at some point. Running game was not good as it hasn't been all year, but estimated had a touchdown. They also ran the ball a lot, which, I mean, is something. Bonus, of course, had the pitch play there as well. Again, he got called back, but whatever. Courtland Sutton, 5 catches, 98 yards in the touchdown. Marvin Mims also had 2 touchdowns as well. Devon Bailey had a 4-catch, 50-yard game again there, too. I mean, they just moved the ball up and down the field in terms of Bo Nix there, who, again, finishes the season with 29 passing yards, touchdowns, 2 short of, again, the Justin Herbert record. But overall, Bo Nix had a fantastic rookie season. Defensively, They got a shutout. Only the second of the year by any team. Like, you can't complain there. Again, Chiefs 98 total yards. That's their fewest, I think, since that 2010 game as well, or something like that. I don't even know. Broncos control the clock to say the least. Also, we're 10 of 14. My God, on third down. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys here. Nothing much more else to say. The Broncos took care of business. Now let's get to obviously the game where it didn't really mean anything obviously with this, but Aaron Rodgers has something to say about it.
Regular season coming to a close here in East Rutherford. The last pieces to the playoff puzzle falling into place. The Dolphins need to beat the Jets.
Big chance straight ahead. Big hole. Look out. There he goes. One of the fastest men in the NFL. Stays on his feet.
load him up. Down and goal. Jets looking for the end zone. Rodgers looking for 500. He's got it to Tyler Conklin.
Anticipatory passer.
Huntley has time. Downfield wants Waddle again. Underthrown.
Between the two Dolphins.
McDonald gets pressure. Ball is out. It's live. It's loose. And the Jets have it. Looks to throw. Across his body finds Lazard. 5:01 for Aaron Rodgers. 33 seconds left in this first half. Pressure coming. Got rid of it. And got picked. 3 consecutive drives for the...
Because what works one year is not always going to be the case the next.
Jonnu Smith catches it in the backfield and got hit. The ball is out and handed to Allen. Hit at the line, fights for it, gets the first down. Careful what you wish for there. Here's Achane, a hole and a touchdown for Miami. 2 trying to get it back to a 2-score lead. Rodgers scans, Rodgers dances, Rodgers runs and throws, touchdown.
In this empty set and this down.
On the 12th play of the drive, Huntley in rhythm, end zone. He's got Jonnu Smith for the touchdown. 2nd and goal. Rodgers looks to throw. Rodgers retreats, dumps it off. Breece Hall makes the move, and it's a 4-touchdown finish.
And while this was not America's Game of the Week, as my recap thing seems to say, the Jets obviously were able to end their season on, something, with a 32-20 win over the Dolphins, who, of course, have their first losing season since 2019. Of course, that's when they were tanking, so not the greatest, obviously, end of the season for the Dolphins. But anyway, they get eliminated from the playoffs, officially with this. But, of course, Jets, they end their season again with a win. Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns, by far the best game we've seen out of him all year. As well as, in fact, honestly, maybe his best 2 games against the Dolphins this year. Again, as well as throwing his 500th career touchdown to Tyler Conklin, who ironically had 87 targets and 61 catches last year, didn't catch a touchdown. Tyler Huntley, though, had 2 interceptions. He was good. Tyler Huntley, still don't know how he made the Pro Bowl. Outside of that, though, yeah, best game for Aaron Rodgers this season, basically. 5 3 touchdowns for Aaron, again, maybe in his career, we don't know yet. Jalen got his ankles broken. Oh my God, guys. Jalen Ramsey, what the hell was that? He literally got, his ankles were broken so bad that he ended up grabbing Garrett Wilson's fanny pack. Of course, you guys saw that in the intro there. That was something. Obviously, Tyler Conklin there as well. What else do I have on the Dolphins? Oh my God, how do I have this much in the freaking Dolphins? Holy crap. All right. Dolphins first 11th season. We had Snoop Huntley made the Pro Bowl. Tyreek, oh yeah, he's gone, guys. Holy crap. Tyreek Hill's going to be gone. Did you hear that press conference? Again, you guys saw it. Anyway, though, he didn't play in the second half, and of course, also, first season without 1,000 yards since basically his rookie season. I'm not counting 2019. He was, suspended and stuff. That's not really a whole season there. Also, career 11 touchdowns or something like that. Ashley Davis also probably earned himself a contract for the Jets. He was out there. Again, 2 picks. Yeah, pretty darn good game for him. Outside of that, though, yeah, there's really nothing much else to talk about with this, because, it didn't mean too much. But, yeah, receiving, Devontae had the touchdown, I guess, again, where Aaron was like, wee, like a little layup, I didn't even know he threw an interception, though. That eluded me. No, that was in the opening drive, right? Breece Hall had 57 yards rushing as well to end the season. Isaiah Davis had a nice little long run there. There we go. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, though, the Jets obviously move the ball a little bit better than we've seen all season, and 4 turnovers by the Dolphins, and yeah, this is the result you get. Nice 2-score win for the Dolphins just to end their season, and now let's obviously get to the 1-seed game, because that did mean something, obviously.
It's the Sunday Night Anthem.
A perfect Sunday night for football.
It's time to go to work.
The division and the 1 seed on the line.
Sunday of January brings us the last game of the NFL season at Ford Field, downtown Detroit, Michigan, home of the 14-2 Lions. Okay, 25. Gibbs got an opening. The acceleration. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown Detroit. 26. Lions at the shadow of the goalpost. Treating it up. Oh, it's intercepted. The deflection. Pace. 0-0. Gibbs and Akers. Joseph has the angle on him. Akers. Trail. Deep shot downfield.
Game 272, the Vikings literally forgot everything, including the red zone offense. Of course, they displayed an awful showing as the Lions ride a massive fourth quarter on their way to a blowout, 31-9, one seed clinching win. Obviously, in the game that was the game of all games. Of course, the Vikings fall to 14-3. I mean, that's not really falling anything, but it really does. So that means they have to head out to LA on basically a short week. No, they don't have a short week. They got a little more rest because they're playing on Monday Night Football against the Rams, who, of course, they already played in prime time early in the season, lost to. Again, they've only lost 2 teams this year, the Rams on the road, which, again, prior to this was their only road loss, as well as, obviously, the Lions, who they, of course, get swept by. But, I mean, guys, this is by far the worst game the Vikings have played all year, and it's really not even, like, close at all. Sam Darnold saw a ghost. I think that's the best way to put it. On film, I really got to break that down. I'll definitely be getting into that this week. But from what I saw, and like a little bit of film I saw, as well as obviously the game itself, it was not good in the pocket. And honestly, I think this is the best way I can put it. All right, let's get into this. If I can actually find it. Oh yeah, Darnold not only had trouble with the pressure he was getting, obviously the Lions blitz, like duh, but also he had the what is called pressure actually getting to him like figuratively too, which means he saw his ghost. Sam Darnold's ghosts are back, which is not good, obviously. Cam Akers outside that 58-yard run, of course, second longest run of his career, a 61-yarder for the Rams back in 2020 against the Niners in Week 12, which I don't even want to remember that game. That was awful. But of course, yeah, Cam, outside of that run, this longest of his career. Aaron Jones, he got injured. Justin Jefferson, again, like I said, I think this is a good staff for them. Where is it? I can find it. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs. No, that's for Jared Goff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, had only lost. Yeah, okay. Darnold not only. Yeah, okay. There we go. Goff was okay. Oh yeah, heck of the game, especially in the red zone for the Vikings. They went 2 of 11 passing for Sam Darnold there. 1 of 4 total in the red zone. 6 total points on 12 plays. No, they didn't go over 4. They went over 5. 6 total points on 12 plays. At a point in the third quarter for the Vikings as well. That's insane. 6 points on 12 plays. That's like, I don't even know if it's EPR per play. That's like half a play. It's god awful. Lions become last. Oh yeah, this is crazy. The Lions obviously with this win become the last team in the NFC North to win 15 games this season. That's crazy. The Bears, Packers, and Vikings all have had 15-1 seasons, at least in the past. I mean, since like 15-1's actually happened. But the only other teams outside of the NFC North, again, every NFC team in the NFC North has at least won 15 games. And also, if you want to know, the past 3 seasons, obviously in the first couple of years of the 17-game season, the Lions are the first one to win 15 games. It's insane if you win 15 games too. That's crazy there. The Niners 8-84, in my opinion, this one of the best teams all time. Steelers in 04 and the Panthers in 2015, the only other team to win 15 games this season. Obviously, we know the Steelers season ended, and of course, Cam Newton's season ended that year as well. Anyway, though, Lions back-to-back winning division titles for the first time since 1952 through 1954. Crazy. Kirby Joseph also, plus Mickey Robertson played their best games of their seasons, as well as, honestly, Kirby Joseph being the best DB in the NFL this season. He was that good. Zarius Smith, of course, is second, as well as Alquan Hammond. Also, hell of a job for this Lions defense. The Lions are also undefeated for the first time in the division ever. Also, JJ, obviously, and Jordan Addison were pissed. The Lions also this is part of their success. The Lions played playing deep, made it hard for the Darnold to get the ball out quick, where again he wanted to. Again, this what is called Sam Darnold offense is predicated on his confidence, which is also based on the fact that he can get the ball out quick. Also, knowing where it's going to go as well is huge for him. So obviously, them not allowing him to do that was huge. Yeah. Also, Lions get home field advantage throughout the playoffs for the first time. I think they've gotten the 1 seed too. I don't know, something like that. Oh yeah, heck of a. No, I already talked about that. Goff, guys, admittedly, Jared Goff was so mid in this game. Again, but this season only had 6 completions, which was wild. But 4 touchdowns and 8 interceptions on Sunday Night Football this year. I think that might be wrong, but whatever. 4 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. So hope he doesn't have to play on that again this year. Outside of that though, yeah, okay. I think that's all I got for you guys in this. Oh no, if Jahmyr Gibbs can do this, I wonder what it's called, Kyren Williams can do. Because as good as Jahmyr Gibbs is, don't know if he's definitely he's dynamic, but as consistent as a runner as Kyren Williams is at some point. But 140 yards, 3 touchdowns, also caught a touchdown, massive game for him, and obviously fantasy. I'm gonna also make some plays, but I don't know if that parlay from Aaron Dolan hit either, though, obviously for ESPN bet there. But outside of that, yeah, obviously the Vikings are in a little bit of trouble. Rams are on tap for them, and obviously, the Lions hit the chill, which is good to see there. Both offenses obviously didn't move the ball particularly great in the first half. Lions finally great in the second half. Again, on punt there from Jared Goff there at the end. But with that said, We'll talk a lot more about the Vikings, of course, in the power rankings probably on Wednesday if I had to guess. Anyway, that's really all I got for you guys here, of course, in this Sunday Night Football recap, obviously, here as part of the NFL Week 18 recap. And again, if you stuck around for this entire thing, you're crazy because 14 games. Awesome. But anyway, see you guys for the power rankings at some point this week. Obviously, we'll have to talk about the number 1 seed. Vikings are in trouble. And, of course, what was the biggest game of the week. Anyway, let's watch, I guess, the biggest highlight. And this guy's last name is Berger. Odds from the Bahamas. Well, here's that highlight anyway to wrap this thing up.
Ryan Berger, after the backup on the penalty, is going to take off. Berger darting down the middle of the field. There goes Berger inside the 30.